So is Kumon worth it? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aziza, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So in today's video, I am so excited to be talking about this. I know that I've gotten a lot of questions on this in the past as well, so I decided to just go ahead and make a full video on it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. I am a mom and I have 3 kids. My oldest is 8.5, my second is 3.5, and my third is 1.5. And I have been a Kumon mom for basically six years now. Yeah, 6 years. My son started Kumon when he was about 3.5 as well, and then he is 8.5 right now. My daughter, my second one, my middle child, who is 3.5, also just started Kumon, and she's been doing Kumon for about, I'm gonna say about a month now. So yeah, so she's very new to Kumon as well. But as a Kumon mom, I've been in it, I've lived through it for a while, and I just have really good things to say about Kumon. So I'm gonna go ahead and share everything that I love about this Kumon. I'm also gonna break down the program, the cost, and at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you if I think it is worth it or not. So first and foremost, what is Kumon? So Kumon is essentially a extracurricular, or it's an after-school program. I believe it came from Japan, and they only focus on 2 subjects, which is reading and math. If you start your child at a Kumon center from a very young age, like my daughter and my son did, which they started around 3.5 years old, they also have a segment where they would teach them how to write as well. When it comes to writing, it's more so just getting them to get used to writing with the pencil. So they'll start with the beginner's pencil with the triangular barrel, just so that they can grip the pencil properly and just trace lines, draw circles, that kind of thing when they first get started into writing. So like I said, this center only focuses on 2 subjects, reading and math. And essentially what we do as parents is we would take our children to the center twice a week. In my area, the centers are normally open every Tuesday and every Saturday, and they only open at a very specific time of the day. For Tuesdays, the center opens from 3 to 7, and on Saturdays, the center opens, I believe, morning till like 1 p.m. So that's kind of like how it works. So usually during twice a week, you'll take your children to the center where they will spend some time doing their packets, and there are also teachers available on site to help them if they need help. Once you leave the center, they will give each child a packet. So they give each child this little packet. Sometimes they also give them a backpack, but essentially in this packet, they will send them home with sheets of homework, essentially. And so for my 3.5-year-old, as you can see, she has some math or counting over here. And we also have reading as well. So every day of the week, we're supposed to spend time working on these packets. So they'll do 1 sheet of reading and 1 sheet of math every single day. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the pencil that my daughter is using right now. And this is just to help them kind of grip the pencil properly, or like learn how to grip it so that they have a better command of it and that they can learn how to write properly. So that's Kumon, that's how the program works. And the fundamental lesson around Kumon is practice makes perfect, right? That's the most basic explanation ever. But the more that they do their math facts and reading facts every single day, the better they become, or the better they know those concepts or those lessons, then they can kind of progress to the next level. And as a parent, you have access to a dashboard where they would show where your child is testing on a scale, if they're testing at grade level, above grade level, if they are testing above grade level, by how many months, by how many years. That really gives you a good barometer around where your child is at, especially if you are really looking to progress your child's academics to the next level. So in terms of costs, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, for each child, we spend about $260 every month. Basically how it works is it's $130 per subject. per child. So if my daughter takes math and reading, it's $260. My son also takes math and reading, it's $260 as well. Now if you combine it together, sometimes each center will have a sibling discount. I believe for us it's probably like a 10 or 15% off. I think it's 10%, it's really not that much, but you do get a little bit of an extra discount if you have multiples at the center. So what do they teach? I want to kind of just go into the material a little bit here, just to kind of give you guys a better idea of what they teach at Kumon. So as I mentioned, my daughter is 3.5 years old. In her math packet right now, she's really learning how to do or how to count her numbers, right? So I was really surprised because we do numbers with her every single day, right? We ask her like, hey, can you count to 10? We'll count to 10 together, count to 20, 30, etc. But when we ask her to do it on her own, she is not really able to do it herself. In terms of the counting, she's not really confident yet. So this is where Kumon, for me, I think is really helpful, because number one, they are showing all these numbers, so it's pattern recognition, right? And it's just repeats, page after page after page. So obviously if they're doing 6 and 7 on one page over here, the next page is going to be different numbers, so on and so forth. But she stays at this level for however long she needs to, until she is able to decipher herself like what these are without being prompted. So right now I was actually really surprised, because when my daughter first started just counting the dots herself, she doesn't know how to read yet, right? So we tell her like, okay, this is 6, but we don't tell her the number, we just tell her to read the red or count the red dots. And when she first started, she couldn't do it on her own. She would always kind of like stutter or like stop a little bit, but then now she has gotten to the point where like she actually can do it herself, and that's only after 2 weeks of doing these packets. So the more she does this, and in the case of my son, when he was doing these same sheets as well, after a while he was able to just look at these dots and he can just say 6, 7, you know, 8, 10, 5, 4, without even counting it or without even like looking at the number, because it's pattern recognition. So it's really cool to see how they're able to just look at this and just know the answer right away. And then once they learn the pattern recognition and like how to read some of these numbers, then we go into like tracing the numbers and doing increments, so going from doing 10-digit increments, so on and so forth, doing bundles. So it's really cool how they structure the program in a way that it starts, this is the most basic, starting at square one basically, but it adds on every single time they go to the next level, so on and so forth. For the reading packet, obviously my daughter does not know how to read just yet. We do read with her from time to time, but over here they really force us to make her point to the words when she's reading, so that she can make the connection with what she's saying versus what she's reading. So for instance, if we're going to read this line, it's going to go, who is in the car? And in the back page over here is a different sentence, but it has repeated words, where this one says, a fox is in the car. So as you can see, it's a lot of those repeated words, so that the goal is to really get them to make that connection that, okay, this word is the same as that word, is the same as that word, and that word is this. So that's me, who is not an educator, telling you guys what or how they structure the lessons. Okay, now so for my son, he's 8.5 years old. Like I said, he's in the 3rd grade, and so his is obviously a little bit more advanced, and this is what he's doing with Kumon right now. This is actually pretty easy. He's already done this before. He's doing more complex division equations right now, but for instance, my son is able to, if you can see, because he's done this so many times, he's able to do the division in his head sometimes, and he actually gets to the point where, like, because he's so used to doing the math or like figuring out the answer like in his head, that sometimes when he's doing his schoolwork, like, he forgets to write out his answers. And so we have to tell him like, okay, we know that you can do it in your head, but you always have to show your work. And he just doesn't do that because he already knows the answer in his head. But we make sure that he does this every single day as well. Right now he's doing the division, This is, like I said, pretty easy. He's able to do division with the ones that you carry over, the value, stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes when he does his homework and I have to check it after, I also get to the point now where I'm like, oh my gosh, it takes me a while to kind of go through the questions. But I honestly am so glad that he's able to do this, and I hope my daughter will also get to this point as well, because growing up I actually was not really good at math. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I wasn't great at math because I've always felt like I was never good at math. But truth be told, I was never really given the proper guidance to be good at math. And I feel like there are other people in my family who were better at math that kept on getting praised for being really good at math. So it made me feel like I'm not good at math because I never got the praise. You know what I mean? The main reason why I signed my kids up for Kumon is because of that. Like, I don't want them to not know how to do math or like struggle how to do math just like how I did. So I really am glad that they get this kind of training, because this is all mental arithmetic, and it will help them when they do more schoolwork the older they get and the further they get in school. As far as comprehension for my son, so now he's doing passages over here and he's learning more complex work for English basically. So it's just really cool that he has this over here, and then he has to write out his answers based on like what he reads from the passage, so on and so forth. So that's kind of like how they break out the, or what the material looks like essentially. So the main thing is making sure that they do their homework every single day and then going to the center. Right now, I only take my son once a week because Tuesdays for him is kind of hard because I work full time. So it's really hard for me to get to him early enough to drive him to the Kumon Center. But my husband now takes my daughter, my 3-year-old, to the Kumon Center twice a week. He takes her on Tuesdays and Saturdays because she is a little bit quote-unquote behind on where she needs to be in terms of like the counting, the reading and stuff like that. So we really want to make sure that she's getting more exposure to that so she is not going to be behind. So that is kind of like what we have been doing with Kumon. I'm going to insert a video here of my daughter doing the Kumon so you can see how she does her homework.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, good. Is that hard?
No.
Okay. Can you turn to the next page?
Ooh.
What? What happened, babe?
I told you, man. She has these rashes. Look at this.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Bean, you want a cookie?
5, 6.
Hey, try again. You missed one.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
5.
6, 7.
7, yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next page. Okay. Again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, I did it!
You did it! And I'm gonna also insert some videos of my son from when he used to do Kumon back when he was a little boy. I'm gonna try to download it from my Instagram stories because I didn't save it on my highlights. So I'll just post a little bit to kind of show like his progression if I can find the videos. And white lines. It's okay, keep going. Oh, okay, it's okay, keep going. You're doing such a good job.
Get a wheel. What's that? Circle.
Good job. Remember, bring sure inside the line.
You make a cake. Can I? Okay, you do it.
9, 10, 11.
Great job.
And how many rocket ships do you see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Good job.
11 and 9.
Good job.
Other
All right, reading time. 2 bibs. 3 bibs.
2 dogs.
3 dolls.
3 dogs. 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8 and a 9 and a 10 and a 11 and a 12 and a 13 and 14 and 15, 17, 18, 19. What's that number? 15, 19, and 15.
Good job.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Hands down. Hands down, hands down.
Okay.
Go.
You film. 7.
Good.
10.
Good.
3.
No, don't count. Just look at it and how many do you see? Look, how many dots do you see there?
Sit it down.
Okay, you can count now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Booty. How many are here? Booty.
2, 4, 3, 10.
Good.
Your best. Then your best.
Good.
Best. Make a wish.
Good.
The end.
The end.
Dark.
The dogs.
No, I can do it. The dogs bark.
Good.
I see a shark.
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, oh yeah.
18.
Okay, count.
11, 12, 13, 23, 24, 25,
Is that?
18.
Yes.
You're doing so good at your math. Okay, what numbers do you see here?
16, 17, 18.
Okay. How many is that?
10
How many is that?
and 19.
Good job, Alden.
3,
Okay, it is. Start from number 35.
35, 36, 37, 38,
Hand down.
39, 40.
Try to draw a 33 to 34.
36.
Can you tell me how many there are?
That's 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2.
So how many is that?
42.
Good job. Circle 42.
42.
It's time to read from 31 to 50. Start from 31.
31.
Where's your Kumon finger?
Come on, picture. 37, 30, 30.
This? What letter is this?
C, C,
What
C,
sound does C make?
Ka, ka.
Good. Okay, now
C. Get it.
what letter is that?
You don't like though because it's too cold.
Yeah, okay. What letter is this?
C.
Sound? What sound does it make?
Ka, ka.
Okay.
We have the letters. We don't
What letter is that?
have J.
And what sound does J make?
Ka, ka.
J. I forgot their number. Very good. it, Alden. Next. Remember straight lines? Good. Number 5.
5.
And you're done.
Yay!
So, yep. They gave him a sharpener, and I believe...
Bina.
Good job.
What do you call Bina?
Okay.
Elephant
Pizza. So all in all, here is my thoughts and feelings about Kumon. Do I think it's worth it? I really do think it's worth it. I think that even though it does come with a price, it's not cheap. We spent about $500, $515 for two children to be specific, but there's always no price that you can put on your children's education. For us, we use Kumon. For Alden, is for him to get ahead, and right now Olivia is looking like she has to catch up a little bit, but the idea is through Kumon we are trying to get our kids to be a little bit ahead so that they don't fall behind, because I know when they get in the school environment, school setting, sometimes not sometimes but oftentimes lessons go really fast, and we just don't want them to get in a situation where they are struggling to keep up with math or reading or anything like that. So this is what we're doing for them to prepare for it in the future. So will we continue to do Kumon? For right now, we don't have any desire to make them stop going. Now, when it gets to the point where we feel like they probably are not going to benefit much from it anymore, say for instance like the reading for Alden, he already knows how to read and he can learn all the other comprehension things through school. Does he need to do this kind of reading going forward? Potentially he might not need it. So for as long as we see value in having them do reading and math through Kumon, we will keep them at Kumon. And for our youngest, Lena, we are definitely going to get her into Kumon as well when the time comes for her. So yeah, overall, as you can see, we are really happy with Kumon. We really think that Kumon is one of the reasons why Alden is a little bit advanced for his grade. He is testing 6 to 9 months ahead of his grade right now, which is great. But again, you know, he's in the 3rd grade right now. When he goes into 4th grade, 5th grade, so on and so forth, things get things get more challenging, so we shall see how that goes. But for right now, we are really happy with Kumon. So that's it, you guys. That's all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions about Kumon, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer. If you guys want to have more of an in-depth conversation with me, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm very responsive on there as well. And I love Kumon, and I hope you guys found this video insightful if you are researching Kumon for your children as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.